Stop right there. Do not scroll. Do not distract yourself for even a second, because this moment was not placed in front of you by accident. You may think you were just passing time, just looking for something to watch, just another ordinary second in your day, but you are wrong. There is something deeper happening right now, something intentional, something designed specifically for you. Yes, you. This message is not for everyone. It is not for the crowd. It is not for those who rush, who ignore, who refuse to feel what is stirring inside them. This is for the one who has been sensing a shift lately, the one who feels like something unseen is moving beneath the surface of their life. You have felt it, haven't you? That strange awareness that something is changing, even if you cannot explain it. That quiet tension in your spirit that refuses to go away, no matter how much you try to ignore it. And here is the truth that may unsettle you. Only a rare few were meant to hear this message. Most people will scroll past. Most people will never even realize what they just missed. What you didn't. You paused. You stayed. And that alone separates you. There is a reason you are still here listening to these words, a reason your attention was captured at this exact moment in time. Something is being revealed, but not all at once. Not yet. Because if it were, you might not be ready to receive it. You see, what is unfolding right now requires your attention, your openness, and your willingness to listen beyond the surface. This is not just another message. This is a moment of interruption in your life, a divine pause that is asking you to pay attention to what others overlook. You have been chosen to hear something that many will never understand, and that should make you pause even more deeply. Why you? Why now? Those questions matter, and the answers are closer than you think. But you cannot rush this. You cannot treat this lightly. Because what comes next will begin to uncover something you have been feeling for a long time but could never quite put into words. Stay here. Listen closely. Because this is only the beginning, and what is about to be revealed next most people are not prepared to hear. You've been carrying something heavy lately, haven't you? Not the kind of weight people can see on the outside, but the kind that sits quietly inside your chest, pressing down when no one is watching. You go through your days, you speak when needed, you smile when expected, but deep within, there's a tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. It's the kind of exhaustion that comes from overthinking, from replaying moments again and again, wondering what you could have done differently, wondering why things didn't turn out the way you believed they would. There are nights when your mind refuses to be still, when thoughts keep circling, reminding you of delays, of doors that never opened, of opportunities that slipped through your hands. And you ask yourself questions you don't say out loud. Am I doing something wrong? Am I being overlooked? Why does it feel like I'm stuck while everyone else is moving forward? You've had moments where you sat in silence, staring at your phone, hoping for a message that never came. Moments where you walked away from conversations feeling misunderstood, like no one truly sees what you carry inside. You try to explain yourself, but the words never seem to land the way you mean them. And slowly, without even realizing it, you begin to pull back. You start guarding your thoughts, your hopes, your energy. Not because you want to, but because it feels safer that way. Yet even in that withdrawal, there's a part of you that resists it. A quiet voice that keeps whispering, telling you not to give up, telling you that this is not how your story ends. And that's where the conflict lies inside you. One part of you is tired, ready to settle, ready to accept that maybe this is all there is. But another part of you refuses to agree. It keeps pushing, keeps stirring, keeps reminding you that you were meant for something more. You feel it when everything gets too quiet. You feel it when something inside you says, keep going, even when you don't have the strength to move forward the way you used to. It doesn't make sense, and sometimes it frustrates you. Because if you're meant for more, then why does it feel like you're standing still? What you've been feeling is not random. That tension, that inner battle between giving up and holding on, is not a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that something deeper is happening within you. Something that hasn't fully revealed itself yet. And while it may feel confusing now, while it may feel like you're caught between two versions of yourself, there's a reason for this exact struggle. You are not stuck in the way you think you are. You are standing in the middle of something that is still unfolding, something that hasn't shown its full shape yet. And what comes next will begin to make sense of everything you've been carrying. Listen carefully now, because this is where everything begins to shift, and this is also where most people lose it. Most people hear what you've just heard, they feel a moment of recognition, and then they walk away. They dismiss it. They go back to distraction. And in doing so, they miss what was actually happening right in front of them. Do not let that be you. Stay with this, because something has already been set in motion in your life, and whether you realize it or not, you are standing at a critical point. What you thought was delay was not delay. What you thought was silence was not absence. There has been movement happening beneath the surface this entire time. Quiet, precise, intentional movement. While you were questioning, while you were doubting, while you were trying to figure everything out, something greater was aligning pieces you could not yet see. And the reason you feel this tension right now, the reason this message is pulling at you, is because you are getting close to something. Closer than you've ever been before. But here is the part you cannot ignore. Not everyone crosses this moment successfully. Not everyone recognizes it for what it is. Some people turn back right here. They let fear speak louder than truth. They convince themselves that nothing is changing, that this is just another fleeting feeling, and they return to what is comfortable, even if it keeps them stuck. And if you do that, if you walk away from this moment, if you silence what is stirring inside you, you risk missing the very breakthrough you've been waiting for. This is not about pressure. This is about awareness. Because something is being offered to you right now, not in full clarity yet, not in a way that answers every question, but in a way that requires your attention and your trust. You don't need to understand everything yet. You just need to recognize that this moment matters. That this feeling you cannot shake is not random. It is an invitation. And here is the truth that may challenge you. You cannot step into what is coming next while holding on to the mindset that kept you where you were. Something has to shift inside you first. Something has to be released. The doubt, the fear, the constant need for immediate answers, those things will try to pull you back. They will try to convince you to stop here. But you cannot afford to stop here. Because what is ahead of you is not small. It is not ordinary. It is something that requires you to move forward, even when you don't see the full picture yet. And if you stay, if you listen, if you lean into this moment instead of running from it, what is about to be revealed next will begin to change how you see everything that has happened up until now. Now hear this clearly, because this is where everything begins to make sense. What you have been calling confusion was never confusion. What you have been calling delay was never denial. You were not being ignored. You were being positioned. Every moment that felt like nothing was happening was actually a moment where everything was being arranged in ways you could not yet understand. You were being prepared, not punished. Shaped, not set aside. Strengthened, not forgotten. Those nights where you felt alone, where it seemed like no one understood you, where even your own thoughts felt heavy. Those were not empty moments. They were sacred. In those quiet spaces, something inside you was being rebuilt. The version of you that depended on constant validation, on immediate results, on visible proof. That version had to be stripped away. Not to break you, but to reveal who you truly are without all of that. You were being taught to stand without needing everything to make sense first. And now, you are beginning to see differently. You may not have noticed it fully yet, but you don't react the same way you used to. Things that once shook you now make you pause instead of panic. Situations that once drained you now reveal lessons instead of just pain. That is not eluce adikakieno. That is transformation. That is the evidence that something has already changed within you. What you lost was not meant to stay. What walked away was not aligned with where you are going. And what didn't work out was never designed to carry you into your next season. You were not being rejected. You were being redirected with precision. Every closed door, every unanswered question, every delay you couldn't explain, it all had a purpose, even when it felt unfair. And here is the shift you must accept now. You are no longer who you were when this process started. You cannot go back to thinking the same way, doubting the same way, settling the same way. That version of you has already outgrown its place. You are stepping into a new awareness, a new level of understanding where you begin to trust what you cannot yet see. What lies ahead will not require the old you. It will require this version of you, the one who has endured, the one who has questioned, the one who has kept going even when it didn't make sense. You are becoming someone who doesn't just hope for change but recognizes it when it arrives. And this is where your future begins to open. Not all at once, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in moments that confirm you were never off track. You will start to see alignment where there was once confusion. You will feel clarity where there was once doubt. And you will understand that everything you went through was leading you to this exact point. This is your turning moment. Now this is your moment to respond. Not tomorrow. Not later. Right now. Because you didn't come this far just to hear this message and walk away unchanged. You were brought here to recognize it, to receive it, and to step into it fully. So if something inside you is stirring, if you feel that quiet confirmation deep within your spirit, don't ignore it. Type "I receive this" in the comments and make it real. Declare it not for others but for yourself. Because people like you, the rare ones, the ones who were meant to see this, they don't stay silent when truth finds them. They respond. They move. They step forward. And this is your step. This is the moment that closes the question you had at the beginning. Why you? Because you were willing to stay. Because you were ready to hear. Because something inside you knew this was meant for you. And now that you've heard it, you can't go back to who you were before this moment. This was your confirmation. This was your sign. And as you stand in this moment of clarity, understand this. What hath been planted in your spirit must now be sown into the lives of others. This message was not only for you to receive, but for you to help carry forward. As it is written, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not just a verse. It is a living call being spoken directly to you right now. When you choose to give, you are not supporting a channel. You are opening a river that allows this word to reach souls who are still searching in the dark. Say it within yourself. I am part of this mission. Let that be your bridge from hearing to action. There are people right now, just like you were, waiting for a message that could shift everything for them. And your seed makes that possible. Do not delay what your spirit is prompting you to do. This is a divine moment of obedience, not a casual decision. When you give through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description, or even through the QR code on your screen, you are sowing into a harvest you may never fully see, but heaven records it. And as you give, may your life be filled, pressed down, and overflowing with peace, clarity, and unexpected breakthroughs. Step into this now. Act on it.